EXP.
All right, we're here live. Welcome to the 6th episode of Shitcoin Talk. We've got a crazy amount of things we got to go over today. It's going to be great. We've got some new guests on. It's going to be what they call lit. It's going to be lit, guys. I am Toilet at Dumb on Twitter. I'm going to pass it off the introductions to Bitcoin Dad, and we're going to get this thing rolling.
All right, what's up, guys? Bitcoin Dad, trading altcoins for the last couple of years now. Just assessing the damage this morning. Juggalo?
I'm at Crypto Juggalo, miner at heart. Been in the space since March 2015. Pretty much been using mine coins as an opportunity to learn to trade and kind of navigate and explore the depths of our realm to the best of my abilities and hopefully survive. Pass it off to Not So Fast.
Thanks, man. Not So Fast Crypto, and I've been a miner and a trader of altcoins for a long time, and I like to try and get in fights with Bitcoin maximalists, and I'll pass it off to Godson.
Yeah, hi. My name is Godson. I'm a Bitcoin trader and a one-coin survivor. Yeah, I'm a Christian now, and I hope God will save me from my soul going to hell for ever touching that shitcoin. Follow me on Twitter at Manta_Godson, and I will pay you money. I swear.
Oh, God. Dear God.
Pass it off to our special guest, DJ Thistle.
DJ Thistle?
Hi. Matt, DJ Thistle, Twitter, YouTube, coinstreetnews.com. I trade, yes, been in a few trading competitions and won or placed near the top, so I just kind of have a few strats I like to use, and they seem to work out, and we'll talk about that kind of stuff today, I guess.
Hell
I'll
yeah.
pass it off to whoever hasn't talked.
Need a coin.
Need a coin on Twitter. Not much to talk about. Bitcoin went up 1%, and we're all freaking out.
That's for sure, dude. So yeah, that was. I guess that's one of the things I guess we can open with. So Bitcoin goes up. Everyone loses their minds. What do you guys do? 'Cause some people just they dump everything they have, all their alts. Some people hold them. Like I hold all mine. I don't really care about Bitcoin price. But what do you guys do when something like that happens?
I usually hold too, man.
Sure.
I'm not too red. I've maybe lost maybe 3% of my portfolio against a good solid doubling of everything this year. So I'm usually not too worried. I mean, if Bitcoin were to go to $2,000 right now, I'd probably be singing a different song. But right now I'm just
Yes.
Meh.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, for me.
Go ahead. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
For me personally, I find that it kind of depends on the general trade of Bitcoin. It's bear. Anytime Bitcoin starts to slip, people are going to sell their altcoins, and you're losing ratio. But in this type of market where we're in a bear cycle, I think it's a lot safer to end up holding because things are going to adjust back up anyway. So there's not really much of a need to panic, I find, in this part of the cycle. Maybe after February, I would be a little more cautious.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, it's what Bitcoin moved $10 or something, $15 today.
No, it moved $4 actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Didn't move much at all.
It barely even shook, and everyone's
That's how you can tell who's on leverage crack. Who's on leverage crack and who's.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it moves. I mean, when it moves, all to die because of the it's been called the seesaw thing. Basically, I mean, we're all in the same boat, but everyone ultimately wants to be in the Bitcoin section of the boat. So when the boat moves, everyone tries to move to the Bitcoin section, which is first class. They're the ones who get saved first. So yeah, I mean, everyone dumps. But I mean, if you really think about it, unless it's moving a lot, and also dying a lot. I mean, I don't really see a reason why people always panic, because and I mean, if it moves just a little bit and you've lost 30% of your position, then you haven't made, again, you've made a loss. But if you stay in and hold up and things bounce back up after the move, you would be up both on the BTC side and in the altcoin side.
Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of people just panic and dump stuff, but it's not really the best thing to do.
When you're already down 30%, because Bitcoin's pumping, and then you decide to sell, like that's where it really hurts.
Yeah.
I think it's.
I mean, unless you're in an overextended sort of position where you're thinking, okay, this is already up a lot, and if Bitcoin moves now, a lot more, then you might consider exiting there. But I wouldn't, if you're in a secure position and the alt goes down 2% and then you dump, that's just stupid,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I muddle in a lot of very liquid stuff, and I kind of judge it based on liquidity itself and kind of how large is the position I have compared to how much can the market absorb what I can dump versus like how long is that going to take to reaccumulate if I do want to exit. So that's kind of the big decision on my factor, but for the most part, I generally hold everything through and kind of pad and add to some bags even as I go along, and they kind of dip down with Bitcoin moves.
Right, because you really don't pay attention to Bitcoin price personally.
No, not at all. I couldn't tell you where it's at.
That's so awesome. Not a clue.
I'm pretty much in the same boat in regards to the strategy. Just kind of pick and choose some coins that I might cut, pad other bags, just kind of analyze things and where the coins are at necessarily, and maybe look at a chart and see if if it broke down or if it's holding support, and might try to add some at that point. Now, was leverage trading when we were at our all-time high in 2014? There wasn't really any leverage trading, was there? I mean, Altcoin coin wasn't around at all. I mean, FinX was around, but nothing like a times 20 scale, huh?
I don't think there was anything. I could be wrong.
No, that's correct.
Yeah. I don't think there was anything.
Probably a good thing. It's probably why there's more people around today than there might have been.
I think a big thing with when Bitcoin goes up and the bags you choose to hold are usually the projects that you can actually believe in, right? And you have long-term faith in them. If Bitcoin's going to go up for the next 6 months, and you actually do like a project, how long are you going to wait to get involved and be a part of it, right? So I'm with Not So Fast. Overall, the portfolio, hasn't really taken a beating, but it's up overall in a cash value sense. So because of that, I'm fine with when Bitcoin moves. I just try and lock in on positions that I do want to be a part of, and then also I look for some blood out there, because usually there is some good opportunities to get something that someone's just trying to get rid of, and that position isn't going to hold, and you won't get another opportunity to get that many coins. So
right, you got to buy the blood, man. Even if it's your own.
Even if it's your own.
Even if it's your
favorite quotes. One of my favorite trading quotes.
It's so awesome. So we got like a small coin list. It's kind of just whatever you guys are looking at this week. My end has been dead. So a few suggestions was like the first blood ICO. We can go over that or not. I don't really know. That was kind of weird this week. Got people want to know still about Zcash. It's kind of up in the air as far as mining goes, and the public miner. Expanse was mentioned. I saw Potcoin. Someone tweeted and said Potcoin was actually moving up pretty well. But if you guys have anything you want to start off with, or we could start off with Expanse. I got a chart up or whatever.
Let's start with Expanse, because I don't know anything about it. So I want to.
Let's do it. Bitcoin Dad, I think, has maybe some more knowledge than I do. All I know is that it is a Ethereum clone. And, yeah, it's just chilling right now.
Yeah, I haven't really kept up with it necessarily. I do see that they had some recent announcements today. They're going to be starting integration into the ILP, Interledger Protocol of Ripple. So I haven't really dug into that. They did announce that this morning with, I believe, like their new newsletter. They have some new partners, and they announced that. But you know, chart-wise, I see you got it pulled up there. You know, it looks like it's kind of holding its own, even with all this blood recently. So
Yeah, it does. For the last last month or two, it's kind of been in the same range, the 80,000 to 65,000 ish. So it's been holding that range pretty well.
That's actually probably a really good technical accumulation point for TA guys. I don't know, Matt, what do you think about this? You probably have traded this. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Matt, his name is
DJ
Pistol, so yeah.
I don't know. I think his connection was kind of bad, so I don't know if he can.
Sure, yeah.
Oh,
hear
shit.
us.
I've never traded it before. Chart the one day at the end of December.
Oh no! I think we lost him.
Oh
Justin.
no.
Is not coming through?
Kind of. Not really.
It's a bit shaky as well.
I'm shaking. Try again.
Am I working now? Okay, I'll just happens. What I'm seeing is that the just not getting you guys.
Yeah, you're cutting out, man.
Yeah, I know. That's the weird thing about it.
So you can't hear.
Yeah, even when the connection is bad, you can still hear everyone else.
Yeah, we just
Perfectly
can't hear
well.
you that well. There's got to be something better than this. Well,
Welcome to Shitcoin Talk.
yeah, welcome to Shitcoin Talk, most professional shitcoin talk show you're ever going to see on the air.
The quality's A1 here. That's what we go for.
You can try again. You can always just try again.
Okay. While he's getting his connection up, I mean, we could talk about some of the things they tweeted about this morning. So apparently they're partnering with GeoPay and a bunch of other like payment channels. Of course, the thing Bitcoin Dad talked about being integrated into the Interledger protocol of Ripple. So that's pretty huge, and
Yeah.
I think they also hired a bunch of new people to the team and stuff. And and there was something else like earlier this week about I don't know who it was that just he got bored and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna code a little bit for Expanse. I don't know what it was, but so yeah, I mean, the coin is not doing too bad at this point with price and stuff. It bounced back a bit in the face of the BTC pump. So
Yeah.
movement really.
I mean,
Yeah, market cap on it is 1.7 million with 3,800,000 coins available. So it's still a pretty small supply.
yeah. So I was ranked 60th. So I mean, in my eyes, I feel it has a lot of room to grow.
Oh yeah, with
Chris Franco's the
previous
developer.
pump. Oh, sorry.
And he's always, I think he's working on it full time for the most part. I mean, he's always doing something, some kind of updates. So in my eyes, I feel that it's a pretty solid coin.
Yeah, the
it's
previous pump, the
definitely.
big pump ender got up to like 400,000 Satoshi. So I mean, there's a ton of room on the upside of this chart.
Yeah, that's when it got added to Polo. I remember.
It was before it got added.
It was on Polo. Yeah.
Okay.
I remember because I
Expanse pretty-
bought it at like 7,000 and then I sold it at 24,000 before it went to 400,000. So I definitely remember that.
I think I remember buying it on Polo for like 7. No, not even 7. It was like 13, and then it went up to like 300,000 or something.
Yeah, I
like,
was a little bit pissed off. That was when alts started coming back though, so that was the big pull for all the alts.
Yeah, that was in February. I remember that. I think I told you guys this story that's when I had surgery the day it pumped.
Oh
And,
yeah.
yeah, I woke up like out of recovery, kind of going
Woke up
back
rich
home,
as hell.
still out of it. Look at my phone and see like 90,000 at the time, and I was like, no, that's got to be 9,000. Like, you're kidding me. Sure enough,
woke up rich.
man. Yes, I need to have surgery a little more often, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like the technical standpoint. I think it looks good. The chart looks pretty decent, and the fundamentals also being integrated in Ripple. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but if that's the route they're going for, like that's. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a. I don't know. It's kind of a throw up between if it's good or bad for crypto, but I mean that's it. Ripple. Ripple is doing great. I guess so. You know, I'll let them do what they want to do, but I think they're moving forward, which is more than I can say for a lot of projects, I guess.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah, I mean, even in the yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
And as for the development team, it was reportedly 4 new team members that they brought in.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, I mean, even in the Ethereum clone class, it's pretty much the only one that's not totally crap. I mean, it didn't get hit with that hash fork thing. The attack. I mean, it's not. It's better than Shift. It's better than Krypton.
Dude, come on, man! Don't say that.
It's definitely better than Krypton.
My bags are sensitive, man. I got some bags.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I mean, it's marginally better than Krypton.
So did Expanse not get hit with the attack because the price is so like? There's probably more miners than the other ones, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can't compare the hash rate with on Expanse with Krypton or Shift. So,
yeah, it's pretty different.
I mean, whatever happened to Soil?
Done.
I just don't want to see a picture of these 4 new developers sitting at a kitchen table. That's all I ask. I'll post them up in the kitchen with some laptops, please.
Oh, speaking of Rise, I want to
check
right now. Hey, okay, what do you got to say about Expanse? You sound good now. Oh.
Somebody's watching us live.
Hey, okay, what do you got to say about Expanse?
Yeah.
That's
I
a
said
long
it.
ass echo.
Oh.
Somebody's watching us live.
Okay, I don't know what the hell is happening.
Okay. I think it's a thistle.
Alright, I wanted to look at see what Rise was at because that was pretty funny actually.
Rise, I think, is still sitting around 1,000.
Jesus. Isn't it?
Do you guys got me now?
Yeah.
Yep.
We do.
Am I not choppy? Am I talking? I'm just gonna go blah 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 blah. Do you hear all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
I think you're doing
good.
fine.
Can I do Expanse again? Cause
Yeah, go for it.
Definitely.
Please.
sure. Can I let you finish what you're talking about? I don't know what's going on. So
Go for it.
Okay, so yeah, I'm looking at the the weekly and the daily chart. On the daily perspective, like looking at the end of December into the beginning of February, it's sort of like the fractal that we're seeing from the beginning of February until now. So it's like, I don't know, like 4 times as large, but it's kind of the same shape going. So if it's going to stay bullish, it's going to want to stay above, what is my EMA here? Like it's literally like 5,000 Satoshis below a particular moving average I use. So I think if it stays in this general range where it's at now, it's in oversold or overbought, sorry. So the momentum is there. So if it's going to start moving, it should be within the next few days because the momentum's on its side. The thing that makes me a little more cautious, though, unfortunately, is that looking at the weekly chart, it's kind of going sideways, but the Stoch RSI has fallen and is below 40. So it's going to reset to the downside. So this isn't particularly a trade I would be jumping into. If so, I would be averaging into it. In terms of the question.
Fair enough. That is good.
That's
That is
awesome.
good.
Thanks, man.
I mean, yeah. I wanna give props to this still. He's the guy who taught me a lot about all these indicators and stuff. So
Thanks, man.
nice. Nice to see you showing off your skills, even if you're going against all of us, though.
Bring it.
All right. So, another one on the list. I don't know. What are you guys looking at these days? I got a list here, but I want your guys' input as well.
Something that I've been looking at since the middle of the summer was the potential with Ripple, not because of what it is, but because of the chart itself.
Yeah.
It looks like it's gone through a long bear slide, and the accumulation across the bottom is a lot like what Bitcoin went through, and is also structurally exactly like what a Wyckoff market structure accumulation would look like. We had the breakout above the top, a perfect throwback to what was the old resistance. So, I mean, as long as XRP is sitting above 1,000, I think that there's the possibility that we could see at least 2 more strong leg ups. I don't think it has to be right away, like a fast pump. It could be something that takes many weeks, but I think that the structural chart there is worth looking at for people that want to trade something over time and not just in and out.
Yeah, the chart is good. Chart looks really good.
Yeah, it's more of a sort of a whale type coin to play. I mean, you know.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna buy something that moves, you know, a few percent every 2 weeks. You know.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta throw big money in this one to see.
Yeah, you gotta throw big money in it. So.
Yeah, the supply 35 billion. The market cap is $292 million. So it's a big one.
I have to throw in my 2 cents. I agree with you guys that the chart does look good, just from the fundamental side of things. Crypto, like Ripple, is not really a decentralized cryptocurrency. It's owned by a couple trust fund kids and some VCs in California. And I bash it all the time for that reason. Like it's not a real thing. It's like a kind of beholden to banks type of thing. All the accusations that people make of Ethereum, that it's like it's mutable, it's not immutable, like it can be changed. Like Ripple's not really. It's a chart that looks the same as all your other charts besides stuff, but and it is a legitimate project, but you don't really have control. There's some extra risks there that you may not see on a chart. So just take that under advisement and fuck Ripple.
Yeah.
Yeah. This could be a nice segue to talk about coins that are a lot more like shares than coins. You know, a few guys holding a very large percentage of, you know, the coin base
of the whole supply.
You're thinking, okay, this is bottom, and then they dump on you Vox style, you know, and then you're like, what the hell happened? Yeah.
So Stellar is a fork of Ripple. Basically, it's essentially the same thing, right?
Yeah, I thought that I should reread this story, but I thought that one of the trust fund kids involved with Ripple got mad at the other trust fund kids involved with Ripple and had a tantrum and left and created Stellar, and that's what that is. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, wow. But, wow. That's a nice summary there.
Is there any difference though between that and when, you know, your atypical, you know, no names have to be said, but when your atypical pumper from 2014, 15 makes a garbage coin and accumulates, you know, 40 to 70%, drives it up real quick, and then just drives the price down for 2 years and delists it, well, whatever, 4 months, and it gets delisted. So, I mean, the risks involved there, at least with something like, I don't know, like that Factum or, you know, Ethereum to a degree, you know, I'm not a fan of Litecoin, but at least like there's liquidity and like the price is going to, you know, hit stop runs. You know, it's not going to just be on Bittrex for 3 BTC or whatever and then get delisted a few months later and then everybody loses. So you know, that's one reason why I like to keep part of my funds in those types of coins. Maybe the return's not as high, but I can guarantee you by just trading them that I'll make money and I'm not going to get screwed.
Right. Yes, that's a very good point.
You don't have fundamental scam exposure is what you're saying. And I totally agree with that.
No, the thing is, see, with these coins, when someone accumulates something, he's planning to pump it up sometime, right? But when you already own a big chunk of the coin base, You don't even have to pump it up. You can just slowly dump it forever and still make money because you paid nothing for it, you know. So that's the difference between mining something or accumulating the coin on an exchange. Is you spent money for it, so you ultimately want to pump. I mean, a big chunk of crypto trading is buying, the bottom and it flattens out, right? And people don't do that much in other markets because, there's always outstanding shares somewhere that someone got for free. He can just dump on you anytime, right? But if it's bottom in crypto, you know that someone's holding it up there because they're buying it. But in this case, when someone has a chunk that he got for nothing, slowly, every few weeks make a little bit of a move in there, push it up a little, and people would think, oh yeah, it's going up, and then they stop putting in bids and stuff, and then he'll dump on you again. He doesn't,
and then dump it.
He doesn't have to actually pump it to make money. He can just dump it and make money. That's the difference. But yeah, yeah.
Well, it was much better when they would pump it to 1 or 200,000 instead of these. Jesus, nowadays it's like we're lucky to get like 8K out of a coin. Come on, do your job, Whale.
Bring it back, please.
Where's Bob Surplus? What's he doing these days?
Oh,
I don't know. I miss him kind of. I would never thought I would say that. All right. No, shout out Bob Surplus. We miss you, man.
Yeah, everybody go read the story of Bob Surplus. It's pretty epic.
All right. Shit. We can look at some marijuana coins. I'm not even sure what is. Oh, the one CR on Poloniex just went ape shit yesterday, or all week, I suppose. That was quite a run that one had.
The whole rebranding, is that what it was?
Dude, I don't know what it is, but it's like an old coin. It didn't get delisted from Polo. The supply is 59,000. So I was just like, oh god, like I should have looked at. I love like the small supply coins. I should have bought the hell out of that, but I never looked at it. Yeah, 59,115 once credits. That thing went over 1.2 million satoshis. Like just like $7 each or something like that.
Yeah, I think the wildest thing of that whole thing was their stage-gated roadmap per the market cap and kind of using price to drive announcement of roadmap objects.
Yeah, that is weird.
We're not going to tell you what we're doing next until you pump our coin to.
Yeah, we need a million market cap for us to carry on developments.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're also getting some kind of integration into the platform that Jules Coin is putting up. I think I've seen a few tweets about like getting in there and stuff. So
yeah, I don't know. Right when 2016 started, it was trading at 3,000 satoshis. Woo. Look at me now, Look at me now. Yeah, I don't know. It was a weird pump, Twitter pumper kind of weird thing going on there, but whoever was doing it made it work, so good for them. They did it.
Yeah. If you follow pumpers on Twitter, you probably would have caught that stuff, but I don't do that. So
yeah,
I think it's a coconut that pumped it or something. So
crypto coconut.
Yeah.
What are you guys looking at? Need a coin, Juggalo, anybody? Help me, please.
Something I did an article on yesterday was Litecoin. I think that there could be a bit of a fake out here. I just noticed a lot of people, once people start chatting about things more, I like to look at the chart. It's it's like just, I don't know, like 78, I think. So it's just a pinch under going into overbought, and the chart is flat. This looks a lot like the beginning of 2015, so I think we're going to see a bit of volume here that's probably going to fake people out to the upside and then drop it back down again before it has another real push-up. But either way, I think that people, because Litecoin has margin, that might be a trade margin traders are going to want to look at, because it's been so flat and because it's reaching oversold when it rolls over, or if it decides to pump and just totally screws, you know, everybody. But I mean, it's just been a piece of crap lately, so I expect it to roll over. But just because
you can say shit, by the way, you can.
Yeah. Okay.
You're allowed. Hence
Just
the name of the show.
Yeah, just because all that momentum is going with it, I think bots are going to want to enter the position a bit. So, yeah, I just think for margin traders that this is going to have to break one way or the other soon.
Hey, Thistle, have you noticed that bots affect trading on larger markets like Litecoin? Like, is it actually a factor that you consider?
Well, I think everything is, how do I put this into... Like, everything that we see is just math and like algorithms, really. So like the bots are they're programmed to either trade an EMA cross or to trade just any different number of indicators. Like, most bots aren't just set at to buy and sell a price. Like, they're going to want to have other indicators matching up with it so that you know you're in a bullish or bearish trend. Kind of like when you see that analysis suite, the CMR charts, or I think Gambit does their own, like any of those colored ones. It's the same sort of thing, you know, that's what the bot is trying to figure out. Are we moving into green candles? Are we moving into red candles? Or are we neutral? And then you're gonna switch your bot programming to then either go with a trend or stay neutral. So I think that you know, that the major players have their bots set certain ways, and then once the trend is broken, you know, then you switch it to bull or bear. So yeah, I think the algorithm is super important.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I've always thought like bots are like, because they trade on pretty much pure technical analysis, they almost make TA stronger because they become like the thing that fulfills the self-fulfilling prophecy of TA. Like, okay, bots think it's going to do this because of these simple algorithmic things that they're programmed with. So TA traders are going to look to the same things, and that's why TA, like, that's one of the reasons why TA works so well.
Totally.
Yeah, I was just wondering now. It's like, so I mean, if you got a bot that notices, like, you know, what you're talking about, EMA cross or something like that, what other bots are going to notice that too? Wouldn't they just start piggybacking on each other, kind of, and just kind of drive it?
And that's how a pump or a dump happens. Is something might be, I know, I'm not going to say the bot name because I'm pretty sure they're quite good bots, but every bot has its own little tweak. So I know that if you're like in a sideways motion and you've got your bot set to do whatever it's going to do based on, you know, your stops and things like that, if the market maker decides to take things in a different direction because he, chances are, actually does have access to what the long and short position is, so that they're going to take it the opposite way to make most money. And then everyone that's got their bot programmed in sideways mode, when the market maker decides to take it the other way, they all have to dump and switch their position at the same time. So that's where your huge, you know, spikes come from, is that cascading.
Yeah.
System. Yeah,
it does make sense.
A lot of people don't take market making into account either. They don't really, they're not really aware about how market makers work to move a price and what bias or what additional informational advantages they might have. In crypto, it's a little harder, but the fact that you touched on it, when a lot of people like just are like, I don't think a lot of people know what a market maker is or does, or really, they just think of it as a whale, and it's a little bit more than that.
The person behind it is 100% looking at his chart and considering what their next tech releases are and having it all line up. And you can see that in most like DAO stocks when you're going into an earnings report. A very normal thing to see, and we see it in crypto too, is the price might be falling and then it finds a bottom and starts rising up. And then, you know, in crypto, you don't know that there's a news release coming. On the stock chart, you can see that, oh, there's an earnings report in a week and the price has been pumping for a week. The price gaps up on earnings and then it just goes flat and rolls off. It's the same thing in crypto, where all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a coin takes off, then a news release happens, there's a final spike, and then it rolls down. So yeah, the market making and the news timing and the charting, it's It's not just a blind thing. I think people just think that it's just crypto coins and whatever. There are going to be people that are going to hack or do malicious things, or if you're just a dick and you like to dump on markets, like those whales we mentioned. But like the average person trying to create a market is following those principles.
Cool. That's good insight. Everybody listen to this guy.
Listen to
Yeah.
him now.
If you could if you could pull up a FTC chart there, it looks a lot like some of the all the older coins. They all have that same kind of
Did you say
big
FTC?
pump. Yeah, Feathercoin.
Okay,
FTC.
I was just looking at Vox making new lows. Shout out Vox.
AIDS.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if you pull up an FTC chart, you see. Yeah, it looks a lot like Litecoin as well, with the it kind of up, then a little bit of a pump, and then it was going sideways a lot. Then I was buying when it was like sort of looked like it had bottomed out. Then it started making new lows again.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? So I mean, maybe they'll have the same sort of story going on there. But I mean, the big difference between FTC and Litecoin will be because someone can make money when LTC goes down, but no one makes money when FTC goes down. So I don't really know what's up with that new lows it's making there. So
yeah, Feathercoin is like literally like Litecoin 2.0. I think it's just like the first fork of Litecoin. So it might do a similar thing. I'm not sure. The chart looks kind of scary.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm already in, so pray for me.
Hold those bags, man. Oh man.
Well, I know a lot of people thought that those old coins would pump, kind of along with Bitcoin. I know months ago, just kind of they just everybody just kind of jumped off of them after time.
Dude, yeah, all the I guess the old ones like Litecoin and like Feathercoin and stuff, but then also the other ones like like Coin and all those other ones, like dude, they pumped a little bit and they're just like teasing or something, man. They're not moving like one way or the other though. It's weird.
Yeah, if you have a look at the, I've been posting what I've been talking about under the thread on Twitter there, so there's some reference. I'm going to post this one too. If you were looking at PPC, if you zoom to like have the full all-time picture and you look at the 1 week chart, you can see like 3 peaks on the Scotch RSI, and the price is going down in a descending wedge. So when this sucker, pops, it's going to be a pretty dope trade to be in. And like the moving average that I would use as a target has it up at like 2.5 times where it is now. But I mean, the Scotch is still falling, so I mean, this PPC and Namecoin and them, they could realistically fall until the end of the year and not pump till then.
Yeah, it's getting pretty close to all-time lows, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, all like most of the old coins, I have some Namecoin, some Purecoin, some Feathercoin, because I mean they all look pretty similar to me. So if you could just pray for me right now, and stop talking about falling to forever. that'd be fine.
What exchange are you guys? Is it BTC-e? You look at like Namecoin and Purecoin and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at right now.
That's where the most of the history is. Is that the reasoning behind it?
I think so. It goes all the way back to 2014. Yeah, Purecoin, Namecoin. Yeah, both of those are kind of in the same boat too.
Yeah, so I mean, they all look like they were in the same boat to me, and they all look like they were gonna get a massive pump soon. Because
those charts look exactly the same.
Yeah, they all look exactly the same. So yeah,
amazing.
I mean,
what about
hopefully,
Doge?
Can I just before Doge, just because it pertains to PPC and the BTC-e coins, most of those coins tend to, historically tend to pump actually after Bitcoin has made a new high. So that's one of the other reasons I think that they could keep falling. Like my cycles and the astrology stuff and all that I do, I'm looking at like the end of January, Chinese New Year into the beginning of February as maybe a BTC top. So I could see all of these BTC-e coins generally falling until almost that time, and then you'll see the money cycle go BTC, PPC, BTC, Namecoin, BTC, Nova coin. So it's usually we call it the Trinity in the group. So you're looking for Bitcoin to flow to like a wave top, and then when you get that first huge big spike down after a pump is when Namecoin and Peercoin and then tend to recover on the way up. So I just want to throw that in before we went on to Doge. Thanks.
Yeah, that's good, man.
So speaking of Namecoin, actually, another thing to keep in mind, that's one of the merge mined with Bitcoin too. So there's potential for any of the big hash increases with Bitcoin from, say, for example, new miner generations coming out. There's a potential for some of that hash rate to be reflected into Namecoin for any miners leveraging merge mining.
Good.
So there could be some long-term accumulation.
This is it. I love it. Yeah, I can't believe how similar Namecoin and Peercoin look. That is very strange to me, actually. Like they look exactly the same.
Yeah, they all look exactly the same. So yeah, if you look at one and you decide to buy one, then you meet the same.
Just buy the other one. Why not?
Yeah, just buy the other one.
Just buy them all. No, don't. Be reasonable. Okay, well, let me move on to Doge. What the hell is the best exchange for Doge now that Cripsey's gone? Like Poloniex, I guess.
Yeah, Polo.
Yeah, this chart is crazy.
Look at it. It's so nice.
I know it.
We've been all waiting for that 8 months to go by, and then it happened, and now it's just sideways, and it's like, how many people are going to sell out, right?
I know it.
As soon as we all exit, it's just going to just blow.
Yeah, that is crazy. No Doge. Nothing going on on the fundamental side of Dogecoin for a long time, I don't think, now.
Yeah, the last thing I heard about Doge was that they bought a castle or something in 2015. So I mean, I don't really.
Yeah.
There was at one point discussion on the bridge between Doge and Ethereum. I'm not really sure what followed up with that though.
I have noticed Vitalik have Doge logos and things here and there and on a presentation. So obviously, that's interesting. I didn't know that about the two of them. So that makes sense why I see those two things together.
Yeah, it was a few months back. There was a bounty out for it, actually.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah, but Doge just kind of, it's kind of stayed a little bit stable. The lowest I've seen it in the past few is at 36 or something, I think. So, I mean...
Yeah, that's about right, 35, 36, yeah, for this.
Yeah, so, I mean, it looks like there's some potential there. I mean, if you look at the past 2-3 cycles, it kind of goes down, and then it stops, right? I mean, but this time it's kind of going down, then it kind of slowing down. So I mean, maybe it's time, or maybe we're all just buying bags and holding for 2020.
The thing with buying bags at these kind of levels when you get so much sideways is that even if it does dump, I know some of you are very patient. I'm not but for the patient people out there, because things, wave over time, when you have that flat accumulation, you're pretty much guaranteed that the next real bounce, that's going to be where the stop run goes to anyway. So if you can afford to hold out, then you usually end up breaking even anyway, if you bought the bottom.
Right. Yeah, for the not so patient, I don't know about that.
Not so patient mining?
Not so patient. Not so patient, not so fast.
Yeah.
Should change my name to Not So Patient.
Oh, man.
What about Ethereum Classic?
Yeah,
That seems-
there was a suggestion to talk about what the hell to do with Ethereum Classic right now.
Getting hit hard.
It is. So what do we do, boys? What do we do about this shit?
I think from the fundamental side, it's hard to totally bail on it with Shilbert and the crew putting, it was the only altcoin they ever bought. So if it's holding the range where they bought at. So
it is. It's crazy.
And yeah, there's a bunch of stuff going on for it as well. I saw somebody talking about how they're raising funds to invest in ETC. I mean, it's not completely dead. It's not part of the ancient coins dead type of thing. So, I mean, it is interesting to hold and look at. And I think someone mentioned that it kind of dumped a bit. So.
Yeah, it's been for the last few days. It just seems like it keeps trying to hit, trying to break 188,000. It's been 3 times in the last 2 weeks or so. Yeah, the only thing that people might forget is that it only takes like one person to remember they've got an Ethereum wallet, and then they've also got the the Ethereum Classic wallet too. So there's it's so weird. The fork of Ethereum is actually its own market too.
Yeah, I think with that whole thing, another thing to remember too are all the refunds coming back with DAO. Because there's DAO to Ethereum refunds coming back for those that bought in at 1 to 100. You've got the extra balance coming back for those that bought over 1 to 100. There's also refunds for DAO to Ethereum Classic. So there's lots potentially coming back into the market as well as a result of those DAO refunds.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just pissed I didn't get any of those refunds, man. I mean, what happened? I bought them things, and I'm not getting any refunds. So, wherever it is you're getting these refunds, just tell me so I can get mine as well.
Yeah, I was incredibly surprised by that. Actually, I didn't feel that I should have gotten any. In all fairness, I jumped in literally within minutes of the DAO crowdfund closing when Ethereum was crashing, and paid 1 to 150, and then kind of played the swings back and forth, kind of playing between Bittrex and Polo, as well as just swings on Polo itself, and exited fully. And then last week just came to my surprise a reasonable amount of Ethereum sitting on my account. That
is so
I
weird.
have no idea where it came from, but
it's such a clusterfuck. It doesn't make any sense.
It was all because I paid 1 to 150 at the rate. I wasn't eligible for the 1 to 100 refund, so if you're still holding on Bittrex or Poloniex, you would have gotten that. But
they did automatically, right?
Yeah, it was automatically for anyone that paid over. They were automatically included. So I just happened to get lucky and get that portion back.
What a fucking mess, dude.
Yeah, it's such a mess.
It is. It's bad, but so good.
One thing I watch, I don't know if you guys watch it as well, but probably one or two of you do. I watch the Ethereum Classic to Ethereum rate. I mean, Polo has a market for it, so I'm always just checking out that chart. And I was trying to swell my bags of both. So I was actually trading them straight back and forth. And that pump in August where one Ethereum Classic hit almost 0.46 Ethereum.
You're right here.
I took a bunch of profit in that and sort of rebalanced my bag. So when that sort of split happened, now I carry an equivalent about Bitcoin value of both of them because I kind of don't know which one's going to pull ahead for whatever reason. But that was a pretty awesome pair to trade in a leveraged way, instead of just trading each one for Bitcoin and throwing them back and forth. And the Ethereum Classic to Bitcoin chart looks a little sadder than the Ethereum Classic to Ethereum chart.
Yeah,
it's kind of you think if you look at the ETC to ETH chart, it's a lot more wow, this thing could rocket and gain some ground versus at least Ethereum.
Yeah, the ETC to Bitcoin chart, there's definitely a bigger dumps. Wicks going way down. But yeah, this one, it seems like it's bouncing up quite a bit. I never noticed. I never looked at this actually, so it's pretty interesting that it does look like almost similar as well.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned that actually. There is like a very deep ARB circles going on with that, and that's primarily what I was playing with DAO, trying to recover from that loss there. Between like you had your Ethereum, Bitcoin, you had your DAO Ethereum, and then you had a cross between Polo and Bittrex, and there's still a lot of it's still a lot of different opportunities like that.
It's such a mess. What the heck were they doing? What are you doing? Yeah, arbing it from Ethereum Classic to Bitcoin, and then Ethereum Classic to Ethereum, and Ethereum to Bitcoin. It's just like, Jesus, I love triangle.
There were definitely ARB circles going on, which was awesome for liquidity because you could get, if you missed like a level on a Bitcoin pair, you could jump in on the ETC to ETH pair, and
and there's USD.
I was doing a bit of that, scalping like an idiot, but it wasn't. It was forgiving because of the volatility on the ETC/ETH market. Yeah,
and there's the US or the Tether market for all that shit as well, which is
that's right.
Another. It's too much, man. I can't follow all that. I can't deal with that. So what do we think about Ethereum Classic?
You guys wanna?
No, go ahead. What do you want?
Tell us what you want.
What do you want?
No, something happened with your connection, so I didn't even hear you properly.
Oh, well, I was going to ask, what do you guys think about Ethereum Classic? You think you think it's going to break this right here, this 180,000, or it seems like it could go up. It also could go down. I don't know. It's a fork of Ethereum or whatever, so it's just like I'm probably just going to stay out for now.
Truthfully, I'm not even gonna trade it because it's not the kind of for my sort of portfolio size. It's not really my kind of coin to trade. It goes up 40 or 50% at most,
Yeah.
So it's not really what I'm looking at.
It is just interesting that the Bitcoin guys are actually on Ethereum Classic. It's just that just adds another crazy aspect to the story.
I guess it's more of a thing with ideology,
Yeah.
They've always hated Ethereum, and then they go ahead and So if you guys wanted to talk about some things launching soon, if anybody's in rep tokens or anything like that,
tell us.
Well, it's going to be hitting markets soon. They're talking about some of these communities are actually popular not on Twitter or Bitcoin Talk, but on and then I don't even use that stuff, so I have no idea. But
because you could only trade the rep token on Reddit right now.
Yeah. The tokens aren't out yet, but they're gonna be released pretty soon.
Were people just selling their accounts? Is that what was going on?
Yeah,
is that how
I think
they're
so.
Trading the tokens? That's weird.
Because it's tied to an Ethereum account, so if you can sell the
wallet.
They're called Ethereum. Yeah, but if you can sell the private key, then you can sell the.
Seems like that's been ongoing for so long. It's been like seems like 10 crypto years.
Oh, I know it. It seems like right after Ethereum ended their.
They were supposed to launch December last year, so they've delayed the launch for a whole year. So.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that token works out.
Yeah, Kraken put out a tweet asking if people wanted to trade rep tokens on Kraken, so that's pretty cool too,
Yeah, I would hope to be added to Polo. Maybe that'll be their next new ad or something.
Yeah. If it gets on Kraken, then Polo would definitely, look at it. So.
I know we do want to wrap things up pretty soon, but what are your guys' take on the not adding new coins? Trex kind of delisted some coins. It's been a long time since Polo.
I don't even remember the last one that Polo added.
think I think it makes it a great opportunity for the smaller exchanges that maybe have been, you know, an afterthought to, you know, like it's going to create a vacuum in the market. So which ones are going to step up? I don't think we know that yet, but I think it forces a change, just like there was the ecosystem with MintPal and Cripsy, etc. You know, there's always the exchange where people go to accumulate, where people go to pump, and where people go to let it die. And I think Bittrex is becoming the where it goes to die now.
That sucks.
It does, but I mean, they're changing so many rules. Their user interface is, you know, not everybody likes it, and
so nice.
You know, what do you do?
Yeah, hopefully they'll fix it up soon. I hear they're releasing something soon, so hopefully they do.
Yeah, they're trying to bring out a direct to fiat pair for every single altcoin listed on their exchange. So that's going to be a big deal, especially for you know, we're going a little more mainstream now with crypto, and what people like to do is kind of, especially rich people with money to play around with, they may not know it, but they're kind of dumb money, and so they're going to discover this world where they can buy your like dark Doge coins or like Doge Gore coins, and they'll say, "Oh, look at this altcoin I found! I'm gonna make, you know, 40%. I'm gonna bang out a double and in your face."
Yeah,
the rich
I bought it for
right?
0.0001 cents.
Yeah, well, I feel like there's going to be a new wave of people putting fiat directly into things other than Bitcoin, like not having that bridge. And if Bittrex is going to be on top of that sort of vector, I think they could see a resurgence. But to get back to you were saying, DJ Thistle, I think you're totally right about the smaller exchanges gaining some ground. I mean, YOLOBit's doing its own stupid thing in no rules land, and it's a little bit like it's going to be the Wild West forever. But we've seen a little more volume come up with, like, I think CoinExchange.io is a decent one. Nova Exchange, though they had an issue, they pretty much recovered from it, though still low volume. Blue Trade from Brazil has been amazing, like super reliable. I would hold like so much on there. There's not a ton of volume, but again, I work on that exchange a little bit. And Empo Exchange is still kicking around, and they've been around for, I would say, almost a couple years now. So there's other exchanges out there that are
Livecoin. I've been talking about. You know, they've had $1 million in volume for like the past week when I've been looking at it, and that's more volume than X has. It's more volume than YOLOBit has. It's more volume than a lot of people have, and they got added NXT, which is like very forward thinking if you ask me, because who would add a coin that that's so hard? It's not your typical BTC clone. You could just put it in there.
Yeah.
So I mean, that kind of put them in a whole different spectrum for me as well, as far as I'm concerned. And I was also happy to see NXT itself kind of recognizing that addition as being something huge, for them. So kind of put Livecoin in a whole new spectrum. And I think they also do USD direct to altcoins, and that was the exchange that Goldblocks decided to go with after the whole issue with Trex. So I mean, that exchange might be someone to look at.
It doesn't take much. Like Poloniex just kind of came out of nowhere with the fire. I mean, they started
totally.
So I mean, it doesn't take much. If it just takes a few people to find the exchange, and then the traders will follow the volume.
And I think it takes the exchange to exact like a level of professionalism and responsibility too. Like if we're gonna not have it be the Wild West, and if we want more people with money to come into the scene and it not just be miners selling coins down and whatever, killing it off, like having exchanges that are going to promote the ecosystem and be a positive force for the ecosystem. I think those ones are worth supporting. That's what I look for.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're sitting at about an hour time.
Yeah.
Which is.
Do you guys want to touch on some lower cap coins that on Polo or Trex? Because
yeah, if you want to take like a 5-minute quickie, see what you guys are looking at for the coming week or what you guys have got your eye on, and then we can close it out.
Yeah, I was just trying to sort of, if it's an apology for last week's rant about holding your bags.
Oh yeah, yeah, maybe not the best idea, but whatever. It's shitcoin.
Yeah, because I was talking about holding your bags and everything. Zone coin is down like 50%. Whatever. So nobody should come out after me. I'm not a fiduciary. But yeah, I mean, some of the other coins that I talked about last week did well as well. I mean, Jules pumped to 4K.
Yeah.
That's like a 75%. And it's interesting, PIO, the coin that I mentioned 2 weeks ago, is up like 3x. So I mean, smaller coins that are still like finding in Yobit and stuff.
Right.
They're doing fine, but once again, don't go buy something because some guy on a stupid show say you should.
Hey, it's not stupid, man.
And if you do, don't send the cops after me. I didn't ask you to buy it.
Yeah,
it,
Bitcoin Dad, you're looking at anything for the coming week? Or?
Well, this week I think I'm just going to see how Bitcoin plays out, but I do have some my eye on maybe Syscoin, just kind of see if we can catch a bottom there. Flow, I like.
Yeah, Flow.
But it's doing pretty well with Bitcoin moving today. I still like Jules. I'm still holding on to that. But other than that, just kind of seeing how Bitcoin goes and what I'm going to add to at this point depends on Bitcoin, really.
Yeah, I've my new recent bag is Florin coin as well. So I kind of have high hopes for that one. It seems like it's in a good spot right now.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I've kind of moved away from the higher caps and kind of put them into mid caps, smaller caps, hoping that maybe that will help in regards to Bitcoin moving, and the larger caps I feel are going to be getting hit harder than these other coins.
Right, I agree. Juggler, you looking at anything, or you got anything in the pipeline for this week?
Kind of in my neglect mode, but I am still going through, kind of hitting Coin pretty hard on the mining side of things. Trading side, I'm kind of just holding my ground in a lot of the positions I've been maintaining for last few weeks, months, and some cases year.
Yeah, I agree.
Kind of trying to make the decision of what I'm going to add to in kind of with Bitcoin moving if it slumps. And
yeah, sweet. Not so fast. You got anything?
I'm just buying troll coin on Blue Trade like always. That's all I do.
Okay, troll. Are you serious?
When are you ever gonna quit that coin?
When I own all of it.
Well, DJ Thistle, you got anything you looking at for this next week, or?
A lot of the altcoin trades I was in terms of the mid to lower caps, I exited when BTC was flat because I was expecting it to go up. I've been mainly margin trading BTC a bit. I guess unlike some of you, have been playing the swings on the higher cap coins just because I think they're going to wave a bit while BTC kind of slowly grinds up here before really taking off. But I don't know, my strategy changes, as Bitcoin changes. I'll also be, I guess, shameless plug before I leave, people to check out the website, coinstreetnews.com, and do a lot of free calls on there. And, our hit rate is really good. And my own personal project is Day Trader Coin. When Bittrex went through its massive delisting, we got thrown in with that too. So it's just on Polo, but or not on Polo. It's just on Empo X, and got some things coming out in the near future going to be changing things up. But you know, I'm not saying go out and buy it now, but there is more things on the horizon, let's say 6 weeks from now versus 8 weeks ago. That's it.
Cool. And we're all pretty bullish on Bitcoin in like the near term versus USD, aren't we? Like I think that everybody that follows it is pretty much thinking like we're gonna kick it to the moon side a little, eh?
I agree. Not sure about time frames or anything, but I'm always bullish on Bitcoin.
Yeah. You have to be.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. Everybody here is bullish on Bitcoin. We just don't want to play that kind of 2% up and 2% down thing. It's annoying, really.
Bitcoin to the moon, baby.
I think like after the new year, like I said, around Chinese New Year, early February, we could see some topping action, and that would be the third wave top coming off the accumulation bottom. So I would be expecting a wicked retrace coming off of that in the winter. So I will not be holding probably a lot of alts then, because I think that there's the possibility that we could see like an intraday 60% rundown from that top.
Jesus.
Yeah, but that also...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say that also lends itself to having a blow-off top later in the year or early the year after that. So I think there still can be 2 more waves on BTC.
Word up.
Cool.
I love it. Okay, guys.
Nice.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, great job today, guys.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
Later, guys.
Later.
See you guys.
Bye.